Hi Sagittarius, this is Joanna from Tarot with Joanna, here to do another reading. Hello, hello, hello. So Saggies, in today's reading, I'm going to give you two of the Denise Lynn Oracle cards, going to do your reading and then clarify it. So let us get started. All right, so Sagittarius, take what resonates with you and leave the rest. Spirit, this is going to be for Sagittarius for their highest good. Sagittarius, two for their highest good. All right, so you have release control, surrendering to the journey, release control. So, stop trying to, what they're saying here is like, try not to stop the changes that are coming in, okay? Like, even if you're thinking, no, I don't want this to change, I don't want nothing to happen, stop trying to control everything that's going on, the changes that you're going through, stop resisting the change is what I'm feeling. You also have unknown territory. You are exactly where you need to be. That even though you don't see what's ahead of you, you don't know what's going to happen, just trust that you are supposed to be where you're supposed to be. You are on the right path, okay? Wow. So Saggies, take what resonates with you and leave the rest. This is going to be for Saggies, Saggies. All right. One for the current, one for the situation, one for the past or now, what's hidden, one for the hopes and fears, one for what you need to do now, what you need to work on, and the outcome. Okay. So you need to let everything come in on its own, okay? Really just go with the flow. Let things happen the way they're supposed to happen, okay? Stop trying to resist it. Stop trying to, bring something else, like, going a different direction. It's just let it come in, okay? It's harder when you resist it, like when you resist change. And I feel like you have some kind of fear with all this change that's going on. So let's see what's going on. So, you do have the judgment here. The judgment is about, really, being reborn again. Like having second chances, like doing things better the second time around, stuff like that. And I feel like you're going through that right now. You have the Hangman here for the situation. Really start to look at things differently now. Step back and look at things. Everything looks different. Look at it different. Release, surrender to the past, and just move forward. Stop staying there. I feel like you need to find your patience, your calmness. I also feel like you do need to go with the flow, because you do have this Knight of Pentacles here for the end of the tarot deck. The Knight of Pentacles is telling you that, really just go with the flow and have patience. That everything is in divine timing. That try not to take any shortcuts with whatever you are trying to do. You do have the Page of Swords here for the past or now. The Page of Swords is talking about, really, really not rushing into things, having better communication, having better communication, learning something new, seeing the truth in things. There's so much to it, the Page of Swords, but we'll see what the other cards are coming through. You have the Ten of Pentacles here. The Ten of Pentacles is talking about, for what's hidden, is talking about you want to reach this material success. You want that to establish this abundance that's coming in, and I feel like there could be some kind of abundance coming in, but we got to see what the other cards. And for the hopes and fears, you have the strength to do whatever it is that you need to do. Speak your truth, taking control, going with these change. You're very strong, you're very resilient, Keep going forward and use your calmness, use your patience with everything, okay? You're fearless, remember that. You do have the Eight of Wands here, Saggies, for the what you need to do now. You need to start something quick. You know, things are going to start moving quickly on you. You're going to get messages, unexpected messages. Things are going to change around you, and things are just going to start moving fast. You know, move forward, keep moving forward, and don't stay stuck. You have the Four of Pentacles here. I feel like at times you can be stubborn. You know, maybe you're trying to also save money. But I also feel like at times you try to hold on to the past and got to really try to let that go. Okay. Um, and for the outcome, you do have the Nine of Pentacles. I'm sorry, the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is talking about, you know, very being accomplished, you know, being grateful for everything, you know, seeing everything from a different way, you know, seeing that, you know, you can persevere forward and not look back because you have accomplished so much, but that you need to be more grateful for everything that's coming in, that's here. Wow. Okay. So let's see what's the other cards say. Saggies, take what resonates with you and leave the rest. This is for Saggies. Saggies, Saggies, Saggies. All right, Sagittarius. Why is the Judgment card here for Saggies? One more card. Wow. All right. So you definitely are going through this judgment, you know. The judgment is a big thing. You know, you're going through this. It's like a chance of like really taking like a start over, you know, like second chances. You know, the judgment is like talking about, yes, you know, you're a different person now, so now the universe is trying to push you to create something different on this path that you're doing. You know, whether we like it or not, you know, we need to push forward no matter what. Maybe they're asking you to go a different way, maybe you are trying to go a different way. But I feel like you're still going through a lot of healing, and I feel like you're thinking about the past a lot. But I feel like, you know, you're going to be okay. You know, there could be somebody coming back, or you could be taking back somebody from the past. But I also feel like you really need to do it a different way. Like, don't stay stuck on the same way if you decide to do this. You know, you know, you're gonna do it a different way, and I feel like you are, because you're not the same person that you used to be. You might not even take them back if they come back. You know, so wow. I also feel like there could also be, besides coming back, there could be an apology coming through for you. But you're also thinking about the past and going through a healing. You do have the Queen of Pentacles here. You know, try not to do everything. You know, you're a multitasker. You know how to make that money, but you are also, you know how to get things done. Yes, you do. You know, in spite of everything that you've been through, you still keep going forward. But you need to start taking care of yourself better, okay, with the Queen of Pentacles here. The Queen of Pentacles, she's very, you know, she knows how to do things, but she's also, like, she knows that she can't stop because she needs to get it done, that kind of way. But you also need to rest and take it easy because you are going through a healing. You have the Hangman here for the situation. And why is the Hangman here? One more card. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. With the Hangman here, I feel like, wow, I feel like you're in your mind a lot because you have the Nine of Swords here. The Nine of Swords is talking about, you know, always constantly worrying, always trying to, you know, be in your mind about things that you shouldn't be in your mind about, you know, overthinking, stuff like that. You know, if you see this person here, you know, they're in their mind, like, you know, they can't sleep, you know, they're still up in the morning, you know. So really try to get your mind off of that. Let go of all these situations. Try to let go of the past, you know, surrender that past. Surrender the past to the past that you're holding on to, the arguments, the, you know, the disagreements, the everything that has happened, let it go. And I do feel like you're working very hard to reach the material success that you want. You know, you've been working very hard, but you're still in your mind. Also feel for some of you guys that you're in your mind about your job. You know, about that, you know, am I going to still have a job? Am I going to switch careers? Should I switch careers? You know, and you're in your mind about that. but you need to really go within and clear your mind, because you know your mind is just running like 24/7. You're worried, you're overthinking, and then you're busy, you know, and then you're being nostalgic. So you're really in your mind about a lot of things. Really try to let that past go. Really try to have patience for everything, okay? And really stop trying to overthink things. You do have the Page of Swords here for the past or now, and I do believe it is now. The Page of Swords is talking about you know, having better communication, seeing the truth in things, you know, and just, you know, maybe even learning something new. I feel at times that, you know, I feel at times that you were, you know, you would jump to conclusions sometimes, you know, but I feel like, you know, you're okay now. I feel like you just need to express yourself more clearly, you know, get to the point of the truth, and, you know, really do your research before, you know, pointing fingers or jumping into something, you know, whatever it is. That's what I'm getting. Okay, so be careful with that. And then you have the 10 of Pentacles, Saggies. Why is the 10 of Pentacles here? One more card. Wow, look at that. Okay, so you do have abundance coming in some way. You know, 10 of Pentacles is about, you know, having that strong foundation, creating that material success, and you have been working hard, you know, and they are reaching you are reaching the efforts that you're doing are going to pay off. But you know, you really need to get out of your mind about things, like stop overthinking. Let everything just come in, you guys. I've been telling you this, you know, let everything come in and go with the flow with everything. You know, I know you're trying your hardest to do that, but you need to continue to do that. And then you have the Hangman. It's like you're waiting for this material success. You know, you're waiting for that big break. And I also feel like you need to have patience. You know, really start looking at things differently. You know, start going with the flow, okay? Then you have the Empress here. You can have a lot of ideas. Somebody around you could be pregnant, or you could be pregnant. But I feel like you're just going to have a lot of ideas to do the things that you want to do. But right now you need to take care of yourself. Okay, because you are going to reach what you need to reach, like whatever it is that you want. If you want that material success, or you want to do something, you know, start working on a plan to put it out there. Start, you know, being patient. Start going with the flow of the change, okay? Because you need to do that. You have the Strength card here. And why is the Strength card here? Wow. So you do have the Page of Wands. Is it the Page of Wands? Yes. You do have the Page of Wands here. The Page of Wands is talking about, you know, really believing in yourself, that you can do anything and overcome anything. And you can, you know. You have the Magician card here. And the Magician is talking about, you know, that we create the world that we live in. You know, we have the tools to create what we want. And that's up to you if you want to do it. But you need to find your patience and your will to do it, you know, your strength, you know, to keep going forward past these moments that you've had in your life, you know, these bumpy roads, because you are going to move forward from all this. But it's just that, you know, you're the one that you stay in the past. You try to not go with the flow, and you need to, okay? You need to let all these changes just come in on its own. I know it's hard, but, you know, because we don't like change. We don't want nothing to mess up our little world. But sometimes we need that change to push us forward, to move us out of that little hole that we're in, you know. So just know that. You have the 8 of Wands here. And why is the 8 of Wands here? One more card. Wow. All right. So things are going to move very fast for you. They're going to start moving very fast, quick. You know, the holidays are here. Everything's moving forward. You know, time is changing. You know, things are just going to start moving forward. There's going to be messages coming through for you, unexpected messages, sudden changes that you didn't expect. So be ready. But you're definitely moving forward, and the time is going to be moving very fast. You also have the Queen of Cups here. The Queen of Cups is talking about, the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is talking about how, you know, how fearless she is. This is you, you know, being the Queen of Swords. You know, at times, you know, you need to start speaking your mind. You need to really not be afraid of who you are, you know, because, you know, you have things to say. You know, it's time to speak your mind with the truth. It's time to you know, be strong-willed and go out there and do what you need to do to, so that way the truth comes out and everything is out in the open. Because trust me, it's going to be okay. Okay, but you need to start speaking your truth. The Queen of Swords, she doesn't back down. She doesn't bow down to anybody either. She's blunt. She's, fearless. She knows what she needs to do. And this is you, okay? Because there are going to be messages coming through that's going to make you speak your truth. I also feel with the Nine of Cups here, you're going to see how well you've accomplished things, how good life is. You're going to see, you're going to start to feel content. You're going to be, you're not going to take any more of all that stuff that's going on. You're going to see everything for what it is, the accomplishments that you have done, the things that you have created, the things that you have made and done, so just know that. I do feel like there is some kind of blessing also trying to come in, because I do feel like there's something good coming in for you, and I do feel like it's some kind of prosperity or money. Wow. Because you have that card here twice. You have the Four of Pentacles here for what you need to work on. Wow. You need to really speak the truth on things, okay? There's something here about you needing to speak the truth about how you feel, what you're thinking, finally speaking the truth and stop holding back. The Four of Pentacles is here, and the Four of Pentacles says, stop holding on to whatever it is that you're trying to hide, whatever it is that you're trying to not speak about. Let it go. Let go of the past. Let go of the truth. Let go of it. Go forward. Okay. Speak your truth about what you need to do. I feel like you need to work on yourself also. You're very independent. You know how to create the money. You know how to move forward. Even in the trying times, you still know what to do. But you don't give yourself that much credit. You need to start trusting yourself more. You need to start loving yourself, trusting yourself, knowing that you can go through anything that life brings you, and you can, Saggies. But work on yourself, that, trusting your decisions, stuff like that. With the Ace of Swords, I do believe that, there is a truth that you do need to talk about. There is something here that you need to stand strong about. So really start doing that. I also feel like there could be a new beginning coming through, because there is a blessing coming in. I feel like there's going to be breakthroughs also. Even though that life feels overwhelming at times, remember that you are meant to be where you're at, because you did get that card here. And for the outcome, you have the Nine of Cups. And why is the Nine of Cups here? One more card. Wow. So the Nine of Cups is talking about really, having somebody there. Maybe you're making a decision with someone, or you're very content with who you are. You're very content with the things that are going on with, the accomplishments. And it's very nice, you've accomplished a lot, so you should be content, I feel like you could also be making a decision with about someone or your relationship. But I definitely feel like there's some kind of decision. I feel like you need to have better communication and trust the process on everything that's going on with it. Okay. And then when you have the Three of Cups, you do have a lot of support from your friends and family. I also feel like you are going to be celebrating and, getting together with people, maybe family for the holidays or whatever it is. There's some kind of celebration here. So it's happiness is here. So it's very nice. Saggies, this is a good reading. You got to let go of a lot of things, and you really need to start speaking your truth about everything that's going on. Really try to take it easy also, okay? All right, so Saggies, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. God bless.